Hey everyone, I thought I'd just do a quick update video. So I had my spinal MRI, as I mentioned in the last video. I had that on Sunday. I called my GP to get my results. Um, the radiologist report, which would highlight any abnormalities from the MRI. There wasn't no abnormalities in the spinal MRI, which you'd expect now, the diagnosis of FND, but doesn't seem that way because I haven't heard anything from my neurologist. There's just no congruency between, the tests that I go for and the work and feedback that I receive from my neurologist. There's just a sense of incompetence, if I'm honest. And yeah. The thing is with my neurologist, she is one of those people who's believe that FND and the symptoms from FND are all in your head. She told me that the feelings in my head are from anxiety, which isn't true. And a lot of people get it, but like shaking with your hands, like you can see my finger twitching there. I'm gonna try and put a video in quickly of the twitching in my thumb from the other day. I showed that to her, and she said to me, well, you only get shaking like that from Parkinson's, which you don't have. So that is caused from anxiety. My finger does that all day, every single day. I'm not anxious all day, every second. And I think that just shows the apathy, even from neurologists. It's baffling. It's absolutely baffling. I spoke to my GP as well. Because as I said, the worst symptom that I have is just this awful, I wouldn't describe it as a migraine. It's like this awful pressure across my head. Yeah, and numbness at the back. Every day when I wake up now, it's like a sense of like disassociation with my head and with my body. It's not a nice feeling. So yeah, the only thing that was helping me for that was lorazepam, which is quite a frowned upon drug, particularly in the UK. I'm not sure about other countries, but with issues with addiction, it's I can appreciate it's not a long-term solution, but until I can start CBT, I was hoping for a prescription of 2 weeks to see me through to CBT, but my GP said to me, you have a functional problem. There's nothing wrong with you. You've got a functional problem. And he quite patronizingly actually said, you need to start trying to fix the problem. And I'm thinking, fucking, how hard do I have to try? You know what I mean? So yeah, do you know what it is? I think the problem with FND as a classification is just functional. That's the word that, as soon as a medical practitioner who takes the stance that it's all in your head sees functional, and that there's nothing structurally wrong with you, that's where their ignorance derives from. I'm not sure what else you could call it, but that, because obviously it is a functional problem, but it's not something that you can just, control with your emotions. But anyway, so yeah, the only course of action my neurologist offered me was to put me on amitriptyline, 10 milligrams, which did nothing. Upped it to 50 milligrams now. Haven't really noticed much difference. And cognitive behavioural therapy, CBT. And I had a call from the Wellbeing Centre who organises the CBT, and she said to me, right, so there's two options. One option, which I think would be best for you, is they run group sessions. They run group CBT sessions, 2 hours for like 2 hours a week for 8 weeks, something like that. And basically they teach the whole group coping mechanisms, how to cope and how to accept that you have a long-term illness. And what I want from CBT is I want it tailored to my symptoms so that I can manage my symptoms. It's not that I'm not accepting that I'm going to have to live with a long-term illness. I accept it, but I don't accept that nothing can be done to improve, my life around it. Because there's just, whilst there's so much apathy and so much ignorance towards FND, there's never going to be any advancements in the treatment whilst all these doctors don't believe that it's actually an issue. There's never going to be any advancements whatsoever in treatment, in diagnosis, simply because of these medical practitioners' ignorance and incompetence to see that whilst yes, it may be a functional issue, it's not something that's all in our head and we can just go like that and even a few CBT sessions and boom, you're back to normal. Your brain's been rewired. It just doesn't work like that. And in raising awareness for it, we need to push for it to be recognised as more than a functional issue. But yeah, one thing that I am going to start trying, I have started trying, is CBD oil. I've heard so many things about it. I've heard how much it helps people with their seizures and all that stuff. This is the one that I've got. Where's the camera? This is the one that I've got. So you put a few drops under your tongue like twice a day, and then I vape it throughout the day as well. I hate vaping. I hate the concept of vaping, but if it helps, then I'm all for it. So yeah, I'm working on this petition, and I'm also working on contacting clinical commissioning groups to plead for not just greater funding for services and treatment for FND patients, but also in the education of their staff, because there needs to be, it baffles me how there's so many different opinions. Like you'll speak to one doctor who might be empathetic towards your condition and understand that there's nothing that you can do, it's not all in your head, and understand that, and then you can speak to another one who gives you no sympathy because they feel it's an issue that you can resolve by rewiring how you think. And there needs to be a precedent set, and that precedent needs to be that it's not all in your head. We need to move away from that stigma because it's bullshit. The NHS need to set a precedent for FND to eradicate all these, like I said, bullshit views. It needs to be set, because I think only then are we going to see advancements in care and advancements in speeding up the diagnosis. Because like I said, it's been 3 months and I haven't heard anything. I've had all these tests, they've all come back negative. You know, I know people who wait years, who have waited years and still haven't been diagnosed. But yeah, I'm keep trying this CBD because I know a lot of people are keen to know if it works. I'm gonna try and get hold of some CBD and THC oil as well. I have to be quiet about that. Yeah, I'm gonna see if CBD helps with my symptoms, and obviously, you know, do a progress video and let you guys know. But obviously my symptoms are different to other people's, but I've heard good things, so hopefully, as I said, when I get my charity going, we'll be striving to provide CBD oil to anyone suffering from FND symptoms. But if you're struggling to afford it at the minute, because I know that you know, this illness can hamper everything you do, hamper your ability to, you know, put bread on the table, so to speak. So if you are struggling, then, you know, drop me an email and I will do my best to try and get some CBD oil shipped to you. Yeah, that's all for now, but I'll keep you posted. Thank you very much for watching.